In this class, let's add a bit more variety to our animation and let's animate the opacity change of the 3 different layers. In the last class, if I select the 3 different layers, let's hit on U on the keyboard, it's going to show me all the keyframes that's animated. There's only 3 keyframes on each layer that's controlling the X position of the layer. And this is the animation we got. Next, what I want to do is I want to animate the opacity change of these layers. Let's go to the first layer. The first top layer is actually layer 12. Let's bring up the opacity. If you hit T on the keyboard, it's going to show you the opacity. However, I want to bring up both opacity and X position. So what I need to do is, if I hit U, it's going to show me anything that's changed. And then once I hold down Shift, hit R, Shift R, it's going to keep the X position and show me the rotation property. Once we have these animated in, what I want to do is I want these to flicker a little bit. So let's say if I have the opacity, set a keyframe on opacity, it's going to start from 10th frame. Opacity is 100%. Let's go forward 10 frames. And then I want to set the opacity to maybe 20%. Maybe that's too low, 50%. We got from 100% to slowly fading 50%. And maybe, you know what, I want to do 30%. So from 100 to 30, and then if I want to go forward 10 frames again, I want it to go to 80%. So what I want to do is I want this layer opacity to flicker between 30% to 80%. All I need to do is I want to copy these 2 keyframes, go forward 10 frames, Command-Shift-Right arrow, go forward 10 frames again, it's Command-V, and now I have the exact same keyframe as the previous 2. It goes from 30% to 80% to 30% to 80%. And that's my flickering animation. If I play this, you can see my portfolio text is actually flickering, and it might be too fast. I feel like it's too fast. So what I need to do is drag the 5 keyframes after I select all 5, and then hold down Option on Mac, Alt on PC, drag the last one. So it's gonna space them out proportionally. Let's say if I drag it to 3 seconds. Let's play this. Yeah, that looks better to me. Now I have 3-second animation that's flickering. I just want to copy these 4 keyframes, paste them again, just to make sure I have a even flickering animation. I'm just keep copying the keyframes that I have so the text is always flickering. See that? If I play this, it's gonna keep flickering all the way to almost 14 seconds. And this is the effect I want. Through copy and paste, we are able to flicker this text from 30% opacity all the way to 80%, and then it's just gonna flicker back and forth between 30 and 80% opacity. And this is the effect that we achieved through copying those keyframes. After I have this, I need to select all these keyframes, Command-C, copy, and then I want to apply to these 2 layers. Make sure the first keyframe over here is all lined up. Otherwise, they're gonna flicker at different pace. We actually want them to flicker at a different pace, but we also want to do that in a controlled way. For now, I'm just gonna copy the opacity keyframes to these 2 layers. Command-V, paste. And then if I hit U, you can see all these 3 layers have the same exact opacity keyframes. If I play them, you can see they're all flickering with the same speed at the same pace. Let's save the project, Command-S. And that's it about the opacity animation. In the next class, I'm gonna show you how to animate the scale property of these text.